Now tune in to the Innovision Show hosted by Executive Z. And we are here with Tremaine, my guy, the financial guy. He's going to drop some jewels on y'all as far as getting the bread right, looking into long-term investments, and protecting your future. That's essential because a lot of people don't even, realize like, dog, when am I preparing for my future? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are caught up in now. So go ahead and talk to us, bro.
Right. Z, I tell you, man, hey, I appreciate you even for having me on here first off.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Everything about it, I tell you, God's plan. It was literally the day that you text me, I was just talking to my wife about, man, I listen to all these podcasts.
For sure.
I haven't been on one yet. So love it.
Yeah, it's love, bro.
Timing.
Yeah. So, more than anything, let people know who you are. Kind of drop some jewels about, your history and, how you got into the financial industry.
Love it. Yeah. So really, again, Tremaine Golson. I grew up in Canton, Ohio. I was born in Alabama, and really life just always happens. I think God always has a plan. I was very blessed to receive a academic full ride to OSU in the 6th grade. Academic scholarship.
Oh yeah, you was tapped in.
Man, Young Scholars Program.
He was tapped in.
You gotta give him a shout out.
For
man.
sure,
Young
for
Scholars
sure.
Program saved my life.
Yeah.
But good news about it was it got me here to Columbus. And I just knew that I was supposed to be different, to say the least.
For sure.
I have an older brother, a younger brother. I was adopted, so that gave me even more extended family as well, too. And I just said, hey, I got to get out of Canton.
Wow. Yeah. I used to stay up that way up in Cleveland. I know that's not too far.
Yeah.
But damn, like you was adopted. That's crazy. I would have never known.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you sharing that. Like that's huge. Like I can never even conceptualize that experience.
Yeah.
But for you to, take control of that experience and use it as, a tool to get to where you are now is extremely like dope. You know what I'm saying? That's a privilege.
It's a blessing in tons of ways. Actually, it was my best friend's parents took me in, so it was like
sure.
I already knew the whole family.
Yeah. That's a blessing.
Just so many great things, So
For sure. Yeah, man. So you got the Scully full ride OSU right down the street. You know what I'm saying? Go Bucks! Shout out to the Bucks
all day.
Yeah, man, that's dope. So what did you study when you was at OSU?
Yeah, I was all about, honestly, how quickly can I get out?
Not even what I studied. How can I get out of here?
Yeah,
Facts,
we had 5 years paid. I was done in 3 years because I did summer classes every year. I studied world economy and business to get an arts degree rather than going through Fisher to get an international business degree, just because I can do it sooner.
Yeah.
So I just said, hey, it works the same, but it was helpful in a lot of ways.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, I would say I'd be the same if I shouted out my awesome wife, same scholarship.
Yeah.
So that was how we met. But I met her there, and that kept me really just stuck here in Columbus, I'll say, in a good way.
Yeah, that's dope, bruh. Shout out to the people with loans. I'm one of them. But it's all good, though. We made it out regardless. Got the, degrees and all that. So, moving forward, I'm tapped into the finances, you know what I'm saying? I'm getting my bread right, getting my credit right. Like I was telling my boy, I was a little indulgent as far as acquiring things. And I soon realized it doesn't really matter. Like you can get all the nicest things and have the fanciest things, but how are you, I guess, how is it really benefiting you? And then it's just like, am I just doing it just about, I got this or I got the latest things? So, when you came in here and you checked out the set, you're like, oh, this, like to the natural naked eye, it looks like, okay, it's pretty penny.
Absolutely.
But now, like, I've reduced, bro. Like, I'm moving effectively and efficiently.
That's
feel
the
me?
way to do it.
Yeah. So like, that's a part of the financial game. So, you the financial guy. Talk to us a little bit about, the financial game. You know what I'm saying, that you're in, as far as, insurance and things like that.
Yeah, I think it's a common misconception in a lot of ways, really. I say financial advisor, you work in all areas.
For
right?
sure,
So whether
for
it's
sure.
getting out of debt sooner, saving money for retirement, making sure that your family's properly protected. I look at it, you don't know the day you're going to leave this earth. Right?
For sure.
I'm living proof of it, right? I told you I've got stories for days. 2 years ago, I had to have emergency brain surgery, right? So I'm still here, God's plan for sure. But thankfully, I already had life insurance, right?
Facts.
If it was needed, my family would have had it because it wasn't needed yet. We still have it.
For sure.
So it's always just pouring that wisdom into people. I've been healthy my whole life. Doctors still don't know what caused it. Thankfully, I'm good. But it's just sharing that with people, right? It'd be a lot of people like, oh, you got to go to college to learn how to manage your finances. No, you don't, right? You got to make sure you got, a set amount of money already in your account before you can talk to an advisor. No, you don't, right? We're willing to help people. I have clients who do $25 a month with me. I have clients who do $2,000 a month with me. I'm here to
Facts.
help everybody.
Exactly. So, and for the listeners out there, man, look, don't discourage yourself. You don't have to have that big bag. Like he's telling you right now, like it can be 25 beans. You know what I'm saying? $25 a month.
Yeah.
You should be able to spread that and build towards your livelihood in the future. You know what I'm saying? So, I know it's a lot of things going on social media and everybody's, some type of financial guru or megastar, but behind the scenes, you really don't know what's really going on. So
Absolutely.
make sure you're building up your self-esteem and your self-confidence to take that approach to building towards, your livelihood. So like you had mentioned, you work with a wide range of people.
Right.
And you work in a wide range of, not industries because it's all finances, but a wide range of areas in regards to finances.
Right.
So like you said, as far as, helping someone acquire and starting to build wealth, like what would you say is kind of like the first step to that?
Yeah. I say step one, honestly, is it goes back to the life insurance.
For sure.
We don't know the day we're leaving this earth. Hey, if you want to guarantee your family has money, right? We don't know the day we're leaving, right? So, okay, let's say I am saving, my $50 a month, but something unfortunately happens before I reach $100,000, right? Just to throw out a number. What if you already had $100,000 in life insurance? Your family's okay either way.
For sure. Yeah. So, I'm familiar with like the policies and things. I had a term policy while I was in college, but I plan on acquiring, a long-term policy at some point in time, especially once I get a family.
Right.
But what's the importance of it though? Because like you said, you can go away at any time, but what are the other aspects of it? You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? That people need to understand.
Yeah, it's not for you. I think that's the biggest thing to tell everyone. It's
sure.
for your family, right? It's not gonna go to the family until somebody's no longer here, right? So it's really just to make sure, I have 2 kids. If something happens to me, I want to make sure my kids are taken care of. I want to make sure that they're blessed.
For sure.
I want to make sure that they're not worried about having to go door to door, making money here and there, just like I had to in my childhood.
For sure. Yeah, that's facts. That's facts. What I learned about insurance, especially as time goes on, you do have to review your policy. Is that correct? Just to make sure certain things have not changed or, different, bylaws haven't changed.
Not with us, actually. That's the blessing of it. I won't speak for every company, but I know with our company, nothing changes.
So tell us about your company.
Yeah, so really we've been around for 43 years at this point. Right?
Okay.
Largest company in financial services. Really, it's just blessing people. Our whole goal is we want to get you up to and through retirement.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So what we look at the life insurance is again, that's just if you pass away prematurely. But our whole goal is to teach you how to invest. So at the end of the day, you don't need the life insurance.
Facts. So like you had mentioned, you said you deal with clients that's dropping $25 to $2,000. So for those, people who are looking to like, okay, I don't want to drop that much bread, you know what I'm saying, into something, because this is kind of like something that's intangible.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So, how do you kind of essentially build that conceptualization into someone's head to be like, okay, this $25, how do you paint that picture to where it's like it makes sense for that person?
Absolutely. Yeah. The biggest thing is just letting people know you're not going to lose your money.
For sure.
Right. I set up 3 types of accounts when it comes to investments. We call it an emergency fund. Life's going to happen. If the car breaks down, go ahead, pull from your emergency fund. That's what it's there for. Right. It's just to get people from using a credit card so you don't have to pay interest on your money.
For sure.
Right? Let the interest work in your favor. Right. I talk to people about short-term savings account. Hey, if it's as simple as you want to take a vacation, if it's you want to put a down payment down on a house, buy a new car, and then I talk about long-term savings for retirement. That's the end goal for everybody.
Facts. It's interesting that you had brought up credit cards. There's a lot of different gems out there and a lot of different game. And from my standpoint, I am an advocate for credit cards if you have the self-control. I mean, you know, I've been in college and I didn't have the best self-control because
All of us, yeah.
you know, I needed to get what I needed to get, you know what I'm saying, to make it happen. But what I've learned is it's actually my strength though, because, you know, in a sense, your liability, the bank is only liable for $250,000 from the FDIC. Yep. And when you are swiping your debit card, that's immediate access to your bank account. You know what I'm saying? So therefore your money's kind of up in the air unless in that credit card processing system. But with a credit card, the liability is on the company.
Correct.
So, you know, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I look at it as, I think you got to get a credit card at some point, right?
Facts.
I was there same, you know, as soon as I started college, there was a whole line of people selling, get a credit card here, get a credit card there. I think where people really lose the ball at is we're not taught about the maximum, right? You don't have to go get a $1,000 limit if you don't have the self-control to make sure you're paying it on time.
Facts.
What I teach people is lower it. Even if they give you $4,000, lower it to what you make off of one paycheck. Right? So if that's $500 a week, you know, on my college days, all right, that's fine.
Yeah.
Now I know I can pay it in a monthly basis because that's what I make every week.
Exactly. So for listeners, man, make it make sense. Understand how expensive you are. I learned that from one of my OGs.
Yeah.
He said, understand how much you cost first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because we don't realize the expenses that we incur just through our daily lives. So what I learned is like, how much would I typically spend in a month to where I'm not even touching my liquid cash, but I can use this on my card, and then I got 30 days, so I can double up on my bread and then dish that off. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, yeah, listeners, man, look, yeah, definitely just figure out how much you cost. I would say that that's important too.
I do it the same always. I tell everybody, look, you don't want to pay interest on your credit card.
Oh yeah, not at all. Because
So
at that point, yeah,
if you can pay it off before that month ends, there's no interest coming your way, right? So swipe it, help you build your credit,
Yep.
but make sure you pay it off right after.
for sure. Hey, and it's crazy. We're talking about this. There's a financial documentary on Netflix. I know all y'all got Netflix out there, paying that subscription. Mine's is free though. I got a homie. Yeah, I'll go ahead and use your account real quick. Nah, but yeah, it's pretty dope. I think people should definitely tap in and check that out because it's some game, you know, and it shows you like the credit card system. They don't like the people who paying off the card every month because we're not making any money. I forgot the name of that person, but yeah, that's just, you know, a whole nother topic.
We'll look it up.
Yeah, for sure. We definitely can. But like I said, I was talking to, you know, I've been thinking about it myself. But at one point in time, I owned a vehicle. You know, things happen, whatever, but I don't have the vehicle anymore because, certain things happened, it got damaged or whatever. But yeah, so I learned I would rather lease a vehicle than own a vehicle. And then if I do acquire a vehicle, it's going to be an A to B vehicle.
Yeah.
Get a Honda or a Toyota, 4 bands, 5 bands. I'm cool.
Been there.
And then get a lease. Boom, I'm building a credit, but I'm riding in a Jag or a Beamer. But that's I don't have to own it. It's just a lease. But people, I think nowadays with the culture of things and how people are promoting things on social media and all these things, they're like, oh, that's a lease. You don't own it. But why own a liability?
For sure.
You feel me? Like
Definitely. Yeah, we've all been there. I had a hard top convertible. You know, it was like an amazing car, 50,000 miles on it, broke down for no reason.
Facts.
Right? You know, I've learned that it doesn't matter what kind of car you drive, they all break down. So on that note, actually, I was just talking to a friend of mine. I said, look, why don't you just buy a car in cash now,
Yep.
right, a cheap one, and treat it like you have a car payment. How about you invest $200 a month?
Facts.
And then you can buy the next one in cash and it'll be a better car as well.
Exactly.
Get out of car payments. That's what I'm always teaching.
Yes, sir, bro. Cause like, yeah, get out of car payments. that's important, bro. Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Cause then it's like, it's like almost like you're investing in something that's depreciating.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
As soon
saying?
as you drive it off the lot.
Yeah, as soon as you drive it off the lot, but just driving it every day is just depreciating in value. You know what I'm saying? So that's important, man. Outside of that, drop something special on us, like as far as something that I may know, but the listeners may not know.
For sure. I think the other gift for people, I would say, is a Roth IRA. I mean, in the investment world, I think that's just the best thing you can ever do, right?
Facts.
So we talk about, you know, in the past life, it was always, hey, I'm going to be okay for retirement. I've got a pension. Hey, I'm going to be okay for retirement. My 401k is just a just-in-case fund, right? But now those times are really gone away. You don't see too many pensions anymore. So I talk to people about, look, you got to make sure you're saving your 401k. get what they are maxing for your match, right? Outside of that, put the rest of the money in your Roth IRA. It is tax-free growth for your retirement.
Facts.
Also a tax write-off, right? I mean, gosh, you can do everything with that. Yes, you can't touch it until age 59 and a half. Don't ask me why the government said 59 and a half. I don't make the rules. I'm just telling you, look, it's saving for your future, and it's going to put you in a position where you're going to be okay.
Facts. So with those Roth IRAs, can you essentially get into mutual funds and ETFs?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's another thing to teach people too, the title of it, whether it's an IRA, whether it's the emergency fund, individual account, just to name a few. That's just what we know, so we know what to do for tax purposes.
Facts.
All of them can be invested into different mutual funds, the same mutual fund. That's how your money's working for you.
Exactly.
So I'm always teaching.
Yeah. So, because essentially, like some companies offer the 401k, but they don't offer a match.
Right.
But at the same time, you can be aggressively trading in that Roth IRA to where you're acquiring more than a company would match you.
Absolutely.
Because of the dividends and the high interest rates that you're acquiring. Speaking on that, I got some crypto. You know, I bought the slump. I got some Ethereum. I've been hanging on to my Doge.
All good.
But it's knowledge in that though. Although there's so much information, but that's essentially it's not a Roth, but it is an investment portfolio.
Yeah.
You feel me? To where you're acquiring daily interest on your capital that you wouldn't see in a bank account.
Of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It is more volatile, of course.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's a safety net. Yeah.
Teaching people, don't put all your eggs in one basket.
Facts.
We've all heard it before, right? I'm not going to tell anyone you can't get crypto. I think the difference, though, is you want to use excess money.
Facts.
Right? So make sure you're saving for what I talked about, your emergency fund, you're saving for your retirement account, you're saving for your short-term savings, and then if you've got a little extra money, look, $50 goes a long way. Right? I'm telling you, right?
Facts.
If your money's working for you, by all means, get some crypto, right?
Facts.
Let it grow while it can right now. Figure out what you want to do with it afterwards.
Exactly. And listeners, man, like, it's a lot of guys out here doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Visually. You know what I'm saying? Like it seems as though, but understand there's losses in this too. I've lost bread in the stock exchange. I've lost bread, with crypto. But then I also, just to speak about this, like I'm like, damn, I bought Doge back in January. I put like $50 in there. No, actually 20, and went up to $100.
Boom.
But I'm like, damn, if I would have put a band in there,
Exactly.
I would have been at 121,000. But what I learned is be able to have the gut to take a risk on yourself, not even just in the stock exchange or the cryptocurrencies, but in a Roth IRA or an IRA.
Right.
Be able to take a risk on yourself of saving your life, your livelihood for the long term.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's all a risk, because you're like, damn, if I had that $100, if you had it, then what would you do with it?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's the same, it's the same as playing the lottery.
Yep.
Or going to a casino. Right? Like people are always like, oh yeah, I hope, I wish, right? Or what if? Like I'm telling you, it's okay, right? You spend your money how you want to. We're all going to take some gambles in life, but again, as long as you have that foundation I keep talking about there, then by all means, let your money work for you.
Exactly. So as we talk about money, what assets would you say people should acquire, say at 25, at that adulting age,
Right.
to where they can start being like, okay, I do have some assets. Like what things essentially what things do you think people should, start off acquiring that could be assets or a part of your net worth, essentially?
Absolutely. I think at the end of the day, look, you're always going to be your biggest asset, right? The income you bring into your family is the biggest thing there, right? But outside of that, again, if you want to make sure, I'd say by 25, you want to make sure you do start buying a house, start paying on a mortgage rather than putting money in the rent.
Facts.
Even if you don't live there the full 15, 30 years, whatever your mortgage is, well, that's still, when you sell it, some profit coming back to you.
Facts.
Right? I mean, I think that's just one of the best things I can tell people. If you're saying, hey, I know I'm staying here in Columbus like I knew I was with my wife, let's buy a house.
Facts.
Stop paying rent, right?
Facts.
You're wasting $800,000 a
Yeah.
month right now, right? So
Facts.
it's all good.
Yeah, no, that's G because personally myself, like I plan on, I want to get a condo or two,
Yeah.
and I want to own it. But essentially, that is an asset, and then it's also a part of my net worth,
Right.
because not only is it ownership, but then it's like I can make money off that, just like your house. You can make money off that house.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like even if it's not even that big of a leap, just think of things that you can acquire that you can make money off of. Even a service.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, man.
even this, like I invested in a mic and setup and all that. This is an asset because this is going to create a return for me and has created a return for me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Every
So
podcast coming from these microphones now.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
So, there's a lot of different ways, listeners, that, y'all can invest in yourself and create an asset. And it doesn't have to be a house. It doesn't have to be a condo. It's definitely, it could be a car, honestly. I mean, because, I was listening to, I don't know if you follow him 500, but he's a guy who's really big on credit.
Okay.
And he was saying, people say, in a sense, cars are liabilities, but if you make your car profitable to where it's a marketing vehicle, it's not a liability, because then if you're marketing things on your car, that's $600 a week. That already knocks off your payment or whatever.
Yeah.
And then that next week, that's residual income. You know what I'm saying? So
Decals on it. Makes sense.
exactly. So there's a lot of different ways people can maneuver in these industries. It's just thinking outside of the box. You know what I'm saying? So
I think there's always ways to make money, right? We don't see it enough anymore. Maybe it's just not in my neighborhood, but I'm sure we don't see it enough anymore. But people going around just cutting the grass.
exactly.
always
It's
think
all
about that.
facts. That's an asset. Go get a lawnmower.
Exactly.
Go get a shovel when it starts snowing.
Right? Got a rake, right? Get the leaves.
Who
every
shovels
season.
anymore? You feel
Man,
me?
right?
I'm-
That was always hustler money. in the
Bruh,
younger
trust
days.
me. I remember when I was a little homie, I had the guys, and I'm like, yo, let's go shovel.
Yeah.
Boom, hitting driveways, 20 beans a pop. Boom, boom, boom.
it.
The little homies nowadays, they on the phones, Instagrams. They don't. It's just different, dog.
Hey, I
Like,
tell you, look, like if you want to do it that way, fine.
Yeah.
Let's do this. Go ahead and get you some beats. All right, put in your
Facts,
headphones.
facts.
You can listen to whatever you need to while you're out there making money. Like it's gonna be a benefit. It's gonna snow again the next day.
Facts,
You can go
facts.
back, knock on the same door, right? Knock on the one who told you no today. They shoveled it that day, but now they don't feel like doing it the next day.
exactly.
Make money.
Service.
That's it.
Yeah, man. So outside of that, dog, like I feel like we touched a lot of bases thus far. Tell us about your meetings today. I know you said you had a busy schedule. You talked with a lot of people, so kind of walk us through, like, if when listeners do come to you and check you out and want to ask you questions, tell them how essentially in the realms of how you can help them.
Absolutely. Yeah. So really, right now we've just opened another office up in the northern Columbus in the Worthington area, and we just did a training session. Right.
Okay.
So that's just more for anyone who does decide, hey, they're looking for a better opportunity, extra income, whether it be part time or full time. We do training for you, right? Twice a week, saying, hey, this is where I am today, but let's not undermine how I got here. I'm going to teach you everything I've learned, so you can do it better than I've done it, faster than I've done it. Right, so those trainings, we have a leadership team, of course. We plan out exactly what we're going to go over. Well, we give real life examples of, hey, this is where the client was, this is what we did.
Gotcha.
Everything that comes into that play, and that's what helped me learn a lot.
Facts.
I'm still learning. I've been here 8 years. I'm still learning.
Yeah, that's dope.
Notepad
That's
out.
dope. Yep. Always learning. Listeners, always be learning. Even from this show right now, y'all should have a pen and paper. If you don't have the pen and paper, you're asleep.
Right.
You need to go ahead and replay this, get the pen and paper, and tap in. All right. But man, go ahead and let them know who you are. Like I said, we already dropped your name and stuff, but let them know who you are, how they can reach you, and for your services.
Absolutely. I tell you, my mom blessed me. She gave me a very unique name, right? So I say, again, pen and paper ready. It is Tremaine. It's TRAMMAYNE. One of a kind.
Facts.
However, if you spell it right, the beauty of it is that's my Instagram name, that's my Facebook name, that's my LinkedIn name, right? So if you just spell it right, last name is Golson, Golson. you'll find me on every social media handle.
Facts,
Only
facts.
one out there.
Hey, and okay, well then that's all the information people need. I mean, unless you want to share your number, you know what I'm saying?
I don't ever mind. You know? I let you people look. I've been here in Columbus for quite some time. I keep
Facts.
the same 330 for life. It's 330-209-5064. You can call me. You can text me. I'm as humble as can be. I got to where I am, and I should share that with other people. It's how I've always lived my life.
For sure. We got listeners from all over the country.
Love
you
it.
never know. So
Absolutely.
I might have a guy from South Africa who hitting us. He be like, yo, tell Tremaine I need help.
Yeah.
Okay?
Now, listen, don't be scared to reach out. You know, knowledge is power, so we're always happy to share.
For sure.
And I appreciate everything that you're doing, man. You know, this is how you got to where you are, right?
Yep,
Network can get you places.
Exactly. That's your net worth. You
Right.
feel me?
Exactly.
But hey, y'all, I appreciate y'all for tuning in to the Innovision show brought to you by Innovision, hosted by your boy, Executive Z. All right, y'all.
Once said that there's only going to be two things that life gives you, and that's going to be opportunity and time. You got to use time and consistency to the best of its ability. And as long as you do that, you'll come out on top. Let me show you an example so you see what I mean. So if you looked at just making sure you gave your kids $1,000, and you wanted to just say, hey, here's my gift to you, let it grow, right? So let that money grow for you. If you invested that the day they were born, by the time they were 67 years old, $400,000 would be set aside. But what if you waited? What if you said, I'll give it to you in your sweet 16. Now it'd be sweet if your parents gave you $1,000 on your 16th birthday, but if you wanted to wait till age 67, use that for retirement, that just dropped from $400,000 to $96,000. Now, I don't know if age 40 would be really too late to start investing, but if you look at the numbers, someone once said, the numbers don't lie. So if you waited to age 40, that's $11,000. Would that be enough for you to rely on? Probably not. So if I looked at it just one more way, right? If there was one more thing I wanted to talk to anyone about here, see, here's what I always share with you. Right? Let's just say you wanted to take advantage of your first job, probably right out of college, age 25, for example. And you just said, look, I want to make sure I retire with at least $500,000 when it's my time. Look at this. You'd only have to be setting aside $89 a month, and you'd be on track to hit your goal of $500,000. That's outside of your 401k. That's outside of any extra gifts you get from the parents. That's outside of your marriage, right? Just, man, what a difference that can make. But the high cost of waiting, right? So what if you waited 10 years, age 35? It's going to take now $224 and still a 9% rate of return for you to be able to retire with that. More than 2 times the amount of money. Don't wait. What do you mean? I mean exactly what I said. Don't wait. Because if you continue to wait to age 45, it's going to take you $600. If you continue to wait to age 55, well, it's nice to say you may have an extra $2,000. But wouldn't you like to use that money in other ways, in other areas of life? This is how money works. I'm just here to teach you.